Alright, take two. Guys, when you do this little video thing, make sure you check how much minutes you have left. Alright? I got about 5 more minutes left, but, anyway, hang on. It's getting hot. I'm sweating. I just took a shower. You know, this is your fault, Popcorn, okay? If it wasn't for your Stepmania songs, DDRs that's making me gray hair, this wouldn't have, but anyway. So, where was I? Straight knee. Okay, so, and the first thing I instantly did was fall to the ground and said a nice choice words of, of cursing, so to speak, And the first thing is, rolling on the ground, I'm like, oh, blank, 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 blank. You gotta be blanking kidding me, that thing. And as usual, the other 9 people, 9 people on the court. 7 of them did the whole, surrounding, like, oh God, what's happened? You okay, man? You okay? One of them, and then one of the other one would be like, dude, you gotta give him some room. You gotta give him some room. And the other one, of course, did the smart thing and get some help, So, trying to block my way from pain and anger and cursing, I tried to tell them, it felt like I popped my knee out. I popped my knee out because that's what it did. Like, it popped out and then it popped back in. So I couldn't explain it, and then, maybe it was like 2 minutes I was on the ground, like that on the thing, 2 minutes on the ground. And one of the funny things is that one of my friends told me the person who was guarding me, who had nothing to do with it, he said that he was acting like he was all defensive. So he's like, oh man, I didn't touch him at all, man. That was his fault, man. He jumped weird. Jumped weird. Which she was basically correct, because I felt like I jumped weird, but I mean, I was like 2 or 3 feet ahead of him. I didn't even touch me, so that was kind of hilarious. But anyway, 2 or 3 minutes, and all of a sudden, it felt like there was no pain at all. It just, poof, like a souffle. It just puffed up, So I'm thinking, oh man, I hope it's not ACL injury, because my friends, ACL injuries are pretty tough for an athlete, right? So, from the court, I kind of limped on to a couple of my friends all the way to the wall, and then a couple of trainers from the gym looked at me. And it was kind of funny because, I don't think they had any, they work there, but they're not expertise in, in medical. Because they came here with the walkie-talkies, and they're coming with a clipboard, and they're like, yeah, could you move your knee? And, I tried to move it, and I can move it maybe like 1 inch. I'm like, no, it's too swollen, too puffy. And he's like, okay, do you want me to call the hospital? And I was thinking, the hospital? It's Friday. I just want to go. But, I'm always a cautious man. So I was like, okay, fine, just call the hospital. I waited about, 4 or 5 minutes, while they got me an ice pack. And then, 2, professional guys comes in there, and they're like, okay. And, they come up to me and say, okay, let me check this. And the guy was handling my knee, tried to bend. He said, does this hurt? I was like, not really, but when I try to lift it up to this certain point, it kind of hurts. And he's like, okay. And he gave me 2 choices. He said, okay, you can just either go home and rest it out, or we can take you to the hospital in an emergency room. And he's like, and the ambulance ride is free. So I was like, dang, yes. I said, okay, I'll just be safe, make sure I get the medical thing right. I said, okay, I'll just go to the hospital. So they treated me like I was VIP service. I was there. I was still standing. He's like, okay, you stay there. I'm gonna go get the gurney. And I'm like, whoa, this is insane. So another 3 or 4 minutes come by. My knee's not feeling that bad anymore. And then all of a sudden they took me to the gurney and they took me all the way back. And people were just looking at me. And I'm like, so this is how it feels to be kind of some sort of celebrity or something, So, they did the whole, took me to the ambulance, and they'd be like, okay, lift them up in 3, do that thing, put me in the ambulance, and, we went on our way. It was like a 10-15 minute ride, I'm not sure. And then, the guy was doing his job asking me questions such as, what's your age, your birth date, where do you live, what's your major, and they asked me what's on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, how's your pain? I was like, a 3, I guess. I was like, oh, 3. Not bad, not bad. So I 10 minutes came by, went to they stopped, and all of a sudden, they took me out of the gurney. They took me out of the ambulance, strolled the gurney all the way into the emergency room where I waited another 10 minutes, and they hooked me up to these wires, you know, the thing for your finger for the pulse and your blood pressure, and, you know, I waited for about 10 minutes until they, you know, whatever. Alright, take 3. Damn you, popcorn, I swear to... Okay, anyway, I was in the hospital bed, right, you know, got hooked up to these wires, and all I'll be doing now is just waiting for the, you know, waiting for the doctor and the nurse to do the questions. I only have like 20 seconds left, so I'm just going to cut this short until next time for the summer. Wait till the next post for, you know, prequel of Failing Summer, Part 2A. And thanks a lot, Hello Online, 55Cyanides out. And popcorn, just make it easy, please.